They charm, they manipulate, they dominate. Narcissists walk among us, hidden behind masks of confidence, charisma, and control. But what drives their behavior? What makes them tick? And why do they manipulate and dominate others? Today we dive deep into the psychology of narcissism, uncovering the science, the real-world examples, and the hidden patterns that define these personalities. The term narcissism comes from Greek mythology, where Narcissus, a young man of extraordinary beauty, fell in love with his own reflection. But in modern psychology, narcissism is far more than just self-love. It's a complex personality trait that exists on a spectrum. According to the DSM-5, narcissistic personality disorder is characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. Dr. Craig Malkin, a psychologist at Harvard Medical School, explains that narcissism exists on a sliding scale. A little narcissism can be healthy. It gives us confidence, but too much leads to toxic behaviors that harm relationships and society. Not all narcissists are the same. Some simply crave attention, while others exhibit traits of the infamous dark triad, a combination of narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. This trio is a dangerous cocktail of manipulation, control, and emotional destruction. Machiavellianism describes a cunning, strategic mindset, while psychopathy is marked by a lack of empathy and remorse. When combined with narcissism, the result is a person dangerously skilled at deception. Take the case of Elizabeth Holmes, the former CEO of Theranos. With undeniable charm, exaggerated promises, and ruthless control over her company, she exhibited classic traits of manipulative narcissism. Investors, employees, even world leaders, fooled until the truth came crashing down. Narcissists use a range of psychological tactics to manipulate and dominate. Let's break them down. Gaslighting, a favorite tool of narcissists. They distort reality, making their victims doubt their own perceptions. Psychologist Dr. Robin Stern calls gaslighting a slow psychological erosion that makes people question their sanity. Love bombing and devaluation. They start by showering you with affection and admiration, only to devalue you later, keeping you hooked. Triangulation, pitting people against each other to create insecurity and dependency. Silent treatment, a form of emotional punishment to exert control. These tactics are not random. They are calculated, designed to weaken the target and increase the narcissist's power. But what causes narcissism? Science points to a combination of genetics, environment, and brain structure. Studies using fMRI scans have shown that narcissists often have reduced grey matter in the anterior insula, the part of the brain responsible for empathy. This explains their emotional detachment. Dr. Keith Campbell, author of The Narcissism Epidemic, states, narcissism can be fueled by childhood experiences, either excessive praise or excessive criticism. Both extremes create a fragile self-image that needs constant validation. Some researchers believe that, in today's world, social media is fueling narcissistic tendencies. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter reward self-promotion, attention-seeking, and carefully curated public personas. Studies show that excessive social media use is correlated with higher narcissistic traits, reinforcing a cycle of validation-seeking behavior. The consequences of narcissistic behavior can be severe. In the workplace, narcissistic leaders often create toxic environments where employees feel undervalued, anxious, or even exploited. In relationships, narcissists leave a trail of emotional devastation, partners left feeling inadequate, confused, and drained. Families with a narcissistic parent often see children struggling with low self-esteem and a constant need for approval, which can affect them well into adulthood. Throughout history, many rulers and influential figures have displayed strong narcissistic traits. Figures like Napoleon Bonaparte with an insatiable thirst for power, or Adolf Hitler, who manipulated entire nations with his grandiose vision, serve as extreme examples of how unchecked narcissism can lead to devastating consequences. But not all narcissists operate on such a large scale. Many influence and control their immediate social circles, shaping personal and professional relationships with their tactics. Psychologist Dr. Sam Vaknin, one of the leading experts on narcissism, describes these individuals as emotional vampires, people who drain the energy, confidence, and autonomy of those around them. He warns that staying in a relationship with a narcissist can lead to psychological exhaustion, self-doubt, and even symptoms of depression or PTSD. So, what can you do if you encounter a narcissist? Here are key strategies. Set boundaries. Narcissists hate limits. Enforce your boundaries firmly and consistently. Don't engage in power struggles, they thrive on drama. The less you react, the less control they have. Seek support. A therapist can help you navigate relationships with narcissists without losing yourself. Recognize the patterns. Understanding their tactics helps you avoid falling into their traps. Remain unemotional. Narcissists feed on emotional reactions. Keeping your responses neutral can rob them of their control. Focus on your well-being. Prioritize self-care, mental health, and surrounding yourself with supportive people. If you suspect someone in your life is a narcissist, remember, you are not responsible for fixing them. Narcissists rarely seek help because they do not believe they need to change. This is why protecting yourself is the best course of action. History has shown us that powerful leaders, influential celebrities, and corporate giants have all exhibited traits of narcissism. Figures like Steve Jobs, known for his relentless pursuit of perfection, or even political leaders who use charm and manipulation to amass power, these examples prove how narcissistic traits can lead to great success, but also to downfall when left unchecked. Even in personal relationships, narcissists can be incredibly damaging. They drain emotional energy, demand constant attention, and often leave their victims feeling empty and confused. A classic example is the toxic romantic partner who starts off as a dream come true, only to later turn controlling, cold, and emotionally unavailable. Understanding their psychology is the first step in protecting yourself. Knowledge is power, and now you have it. If this deep dive into narcissism resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more psychology breakdowns. And let us know in the comments, have you ever dealt with a narcissist?